A job is what you are paid to do, a career is what you are trained to do, and a calling is what you are born to do. Let me share with you some of these scriptures that will push you towards God's calling for your life, because in reality, it may not be some pipe dream that you think, man, once I pursue my dream, then my life will get better. But in reality, it could cost you a lot more than that. Check it out. So let's start by just pointing out 1 Peter 4:10 says, each of you should use whatever gift you have received to serve others as faithful stewards of God's grace in its various forms. So if you want to show God that you are faithful, you will show God that you are faithful by utilizing the gifts that he has given you. Keyword is gifts. They were given to you. You didn't have to work for it. They were given to you as a gift. So therefore, if it was given to you as a gift, you're supposed to use it to serve others as a gift. And Proverbs 11:26 says, people curse the one who hoards grain, but they pray God's blessing on the one who is willing to sell. I like to make this connection of Proverbs 11:26 with 1 Peter 4:10, because a lot of people think selling is something that you do to someone, but selling, if you have a genuine heart and intention, and it's actually a valuable exchange, is something that you do for somebody. Similarly with your purpose, similarly with your gift, you are doing a disservice if you are not helping somebody with the gifts that God has given you. The next reason is it could cost your mental health. Proverbs 13:12 says, hope deferred makes the heart sick. What is heart being sick? That, in my interpretation, is depression. Why do so many people struggle with mental illness? It's because they are deferring the hope that God is putting on their heart. Another translation even says, hope delayed makes the heart sick. So even if you delay the call that God puts on your life, it can manifest into heaviness, a dark cloud, or your heart being sick. But a longing fulfilled is a tree of life. Suppression of expression leads to depression. So if you're not expressing everything that God has created you to be, that can manifest into heaviness. So you not stepping into everything that God is calling you to do could cost you heaviness mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Next is, it's actually a sin. If God is calling you to do something and you consciously reject it, that is sinning. James 4:17 says, if anyone then knows the good they ought to do and doesn't do it, it is sin for them. I used to always look at sin as just doing wrong or doing something that's bad. But sin is not just doing something that's bad. Sin is actively not doing the good that God is calling you to do. And then lastly, probably most convicting, Matthew 7:21, not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven, but only the one who does the will of my Father in heaven. All of us have a purpose to serve and love our neighbor and disciple others and evangelize and bring people to the faith. That's all of our purpose. But we all have a specific will, or we all have a specific calling on this earth. Think Abraham in maintaining faith so that he and Sarah could have Isaac. Think Noah in building the ark. Think David and defeating Goliath. There's these specific situations where God's people utilize the gifts that he gave them so that they can continue to bring about God's broader purpose. And you have a place in that purpose very similarly. If you ignore or reject the will of God, the call that he has on your life, that could cost you even salvation. So I don't say that to condemn you, but I say that to motivate you to take action. Life is too short to worry about what everybody else is thinking about you stepping out into everything that God's creating you to be. Make the post, write the book, start the business, get back in school. Whatever it is that God is calling you to do, just do it, because suppression of expression leads to depression. Message me purpose if you're serious and need some accountability to work with me as your personal coach to support you through this transition of stepping into everything God is creating you to be. Let's go.